Welcome to the Foul Mouth News, where the filters are off and the language is colorful. If you are offended by profanity or vulgarity in general, not to mention political incorrectness, this video is not for you. You have been forewarned. So if you have virgin ears, be prepared because they are about to be violated.
Hello, everyone. So, the media is running fear propaganda because you have a situation, all right, and they don't want to blame the actual causes, but they're basically trying to blame boomers, where you have over 30 million homeowners don't have a mortgage right now, which they're admitting this is also because people are buying outright. All right, because like you have people that are buying homes, like going to places that are trying to revitalize, and you can buy a home cheap. I mean, shit, you can buy a home in Detroit. I know Detroit's a shithole, but you can buy a home that, you know, obviously has been stripped of copper and shit, so you're going to have to run new copper wiring and plumbing and shit. But, you know, basically you're going to have all new shit on that note. But like, you pick them up for like 5, 10, 8, 5 to 10 grand, 15 grand. And like, you know, they need work, obviously. You throw another 20, 30, 40, 50 grand into the, hell, you do the work, as much of the work of yourself. You throw in like 20, 30 grand. You got a decent, half decent place, 50 grand, half decent place. You know, you don't need something elaborate. It's fucking Detroit and you're on a street that's had like fucking shit burned down, them tear down houses, all that other stuff. And the thing is like people are doing this because like not only will they'll fucking sell you one of these houses that are still left, they will like take the adjacent lots, plural, more than one in a lot of instances. And they'll fucking include it with the house because they want it occupied. And they're like, we'll give them a decent yard. So they deed it out as one fucking property. Sanborn Construction on YouTube. They're in Michigan and they do a lot of like, you know, rehab in Detroit, for like people that are investing and shit like that. And like, if you, you know, check it out, you'll see you have a lot of people that are buying cheaper homes. So this is figured into this too. Okay. You have boomers that are like, well, why the fuck am I going to sell my house? When my, you know, to move to something smaller, when all the smaller shit is all high-end shit that's going to wipe out what I would have, my equity of my home, which the idea of the equity of my home, you know, is a fallback type of idea. But not only that, if you want to leave something to your kids and grandkids, that's another thing they're leaving out, is like boomers grew up children of the greatest generation, okay? And the greatest generation, they didn't downsize unless, you know, like they went to the home or some shit. They planned on dying in their fucking homes. And they're trying to portray this as like, oh my God, this is a freak out. No, boomers are a lot like their parents on that note. They might have been hippy dippy fucking types in the, you know, the 60s and shit. But I mean, my mother's a silent generation born a couple years before. I mean, she lived through the 60s. They might have been hippy dippy, but like, you know, the idea is I'm going to live in my home until I die. Like with my father, and I've mentioned some of the shit, you know, if you go look at my videos that's gone on with my father and my stepmother and strokes he's had and shit. His intent was to die in the fucking home. The fucking cunt, okay, all right, even though he could return home after his strokes, there were micro strokes, he just was going to need like, you know, physical therapists coming in and nurses initially and shit. And she was like, I'm not having them in my home. I'm like, you fucking cunt. So she threw him in a VA home, long story short. But, he intended to die in that fucking house. And she's basically made it so I can't even speak to my own father. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's killing me on the inside. Totally unrelated and really personal shit that I didn't want to get out there, but it just slipped out anyways. But yeah, so like, you know, boomers, my father, you know, silent generation too. I mean, he was born in 37. But they were raised by the greatest generation. And the greatest generation was about the fact of, you know, you pay cash, you know, you try to amass a little bit of equity, and if you know, when you die, moving on to the next generation type of idea. And that's what's freaking these fucks out, because we've become this, like, economics in my lifetime. We've gone from the idea of, like, saving. I remember as a kid, you could actually get a savings account. Even in my teenage years, you could get a savings account that would actually pay you some interest, like decent interest. Okay? Now, they want you to basically, the idea of you should be paying them to hold on to your fucking money. I mean, that's what they do with checking accounts. Savings accounts is always supposed to pay something. They don't even pay anything now. Okay, we've gone from that. They want you to consume, because these fuckers keep getting richer and richer and richer. Okay, you can only get so rich when people are reasonable with their own fucking money. And the uber wealthy don't like that. And the fucking big, that make the money through the Wall Street and the lending institutions and shit like that. So you end up with this shit. And I know I've been here for a few minutes now, getting into this, setting things up. But it's worth it because I'm trying to explain what they're trying to ignore. They're also ignoring the fact that Democrat policies have fucked the boomers. So what they have in a lot of cases, they didn't end up with like huge fucking retirements. Some of them did, but a lot of them got fucked because you had the boomers that got fucked by Clinton opening the door for like exporting and outsourcing all of our manufacturing and shit, and like the .com shit, outsourcing that, which was like my generation, Gen X. Okay. He fucking pushed for that. Papa Bush started NAFTA. He finished NAFTA. That fucked us even more. That fucked the boomers even more. Okay. So these people were fucked by that. You have a bunch of boomers that say worked for companies that were like that should have been legitimately too big to fail because they were considered infrastructure, and they produced, critical components to our infrastructure like AT&T, like Ma Bell AT&T, not Southern Bell wearing the skin like puts the lotion on. Okay. Like Buffalo Bob or whatever his fucking name is. Okay. But like a lot of people, thousands and thousands of boomers worked there. They got fucked out of their pensions. They got fucked out of everything because, we'll source our critical infrastructure from foreign companies now. Who cares if they're in China and they'll fucking rig the shit so that they can spy on us? Shit like that. All right. You've got all these different factors, all these fucking companies, Compaq that had people, Digital, Wang, but all these people vested their time in. Wang was mismanagement, whatever else. But I'm just giving like tech examples, okay, real quick, that were critical infrastructure. Digital created a lot of stuff that ran, shit. DEC PDP systems have been, hell, well into the 2000s, we're still running shit. But these fucking people, they didn't, cash in like they're trying to portray. Some of them did. Some of my family members got out when the going was good and retired at a point where they managed to get their shit and fucking live nice. Okay. They also set their asses up to make sure, by investing in stocks and other retirement, things. Besides, relying on a pension. But yeah, so you have this situation now where you have them running propaganda at Fortune, written by Sidney Lake, published on July 11th here, with a title like, over 30 million homeowners don't have a mortgage right now. Here's why that's a big warning sign about the housing market. You better start to freak out, because they're ignoring the fact also that a lot of these people got fucked with Obama's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Give illegals and anyone else who has no way of fucking paying a mortgage a fucking mortgage so that everyone can have the American fucking dream. Well, I hate to break it to you, not everyone can have the American fucking dream of a house. Because some people are too fucking inept or, make life choices that don't fucking facilitate it. That's fucking life. Not everyone, look at New York. You get all these people fucking renting, but everyone should have the American dream of owning a home. Every fucking city. What the fuck? So anyway, this is like their lead in here. Let's get into this. High home prices and mortgage rates have made it much harder for Americans, especially first-time buyers, to purchase homes. Many current homeowners, especially those with low or no mortgage payments, are staying put rather than selling, further limiting supply and keeping prices high. Now that more Americans own their homes outright and are building wealth, fewer are tapping into the equity due to the high borrowing cost. Okay, let's break this fucking bullshit down. All right, okay. So yeah, first-time buyers. Okay, why don't you look overwhelmingly where there's housing shortages? Oh, that's right. It's in Democrat states, especially, and like on that note, Democrat cities, even in like purple and even some red states, because they like tack on all these additional fucking building codes and regulations and shit above the state. All right. And that's especially true in a blue fucking shithole like California or Massachusetts. Not only do you have the state, with building codes and shit, you have the cities fucking tacking on ridiculous fucking building codes. You have the towns too, but the towns, they're usually the white fucking waspy types, the racists like Martha's Vineyard, for example, when a busload of fucking illegals shows up and they call out the National Guard like it's a fucking, someone's invading, and they have them literally escort them off the fucking, off the island with fucking M4s. I mean, what the fuck? But yeah, Trump supporters are the racists. It was the end of the fucking tourist season, that's why they were brought up there, and no one was fucking staying in their hotels. I mean, what the fuck? But let's break this down. Okay, many current homeowners, especially those with low or no mortgage payments, are staying put rather than selling. Well, we're talking about boomers in a lot of cases, and boomers, like their parents, are going to keep their homes and live in them until they die. All right, now this downsizing shit, this is like them trying to push this idea that everyone should be downsizing. And they're not realizing, because it's further limiting supply. How is that further limiting supply? So because boomers are not leaving their homes, like the greatest generation didn't leave their homes. How is that limiting supply? Because if they're leaving their homes, that means they're going to be looking for a home. And if they're looking for a home, what does that mean? Oh, that's right. Now, you've basically just replaced the young home buyer with the old fucking person that you're probably like, well, go fuck yourself, you stupid boomer. That's how you're looking at this. What the fucking Sydney, you young fucking retarded fucking cunt. All right, here's something, you're actually cute enough that it won't be a Tuesday, but this is true with you when you're pushing shit like this.
You'll be working at stripper pole within a year.
You stupid fucking cunt. Oh, well, they're not selling their homes, so I can't buy one. Bitch, where the fuck are they supposed to move to? Oh, that's right. They'll move to... You want them to move to a state where they're actually building houses so that you can live in the trendy fucking area where the Democrats are limiting your fucking housing. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, this is what's fucking retarded. I live in New Hampshire. We've got massive construction boom going on right now. There is not a housing shortage here, okay? They're putting that shit up fucking ridiculously fast, okay? And it's not because we are, like, in a situation where we've got too many people and not enough housing. No, we've got all these fucking massholes crossing the fucking border, okay? Like, well, what the fuck? I don't want to live in Massachusetts anymore. And hopefully they don't shit the place up because they're sick of the taxes and the crime and all that other shit. But yeah, and we've got no problems keeping up. So yeah, it's not boomers, it's Democrat fucking policies. Oh my God. And oh my God, fewer are tapping into the equity due to their high borrowing. So you've got boomers who are on fixed incomes, and you're saying that they should basically, which this gives away your shit, you stupid fuck, on what this is really about. Okay, they should be tapping into the equity of their homes, okay? And they should be, doing a reverse mortgage so they have absolutely nothing for their fucking kids. The people they're living well enough. They've got a house, Why should they be taking equity out of it? That equity is fucking cash reserves. That equity's there for a rainy fucking day. So why should they be fucking spending it, you fucking retard? This dumb fucking cunt. All right, let's get into this now. The quintessential American dream is to become a homeowner. For generations, it is seen as a symbol of economic stability and a beacon for building wealth. But the mortgage rates and home prices remaining elevated over the past several years, that's blocked many would-be homeowners from breaking into the housing market. The numbers of first-time homebuyers in the U.S. is abysmal. In 2004, the number of first-time homebuyers was nearly 3.2 million, according to NAR data shared with Fortune on Tuesday. By 2024, that number had plummeted to just 1.14 million. Now, here's the thing, you dumb fucking cunt. Okay, the last several years, what was the situation? Oh, that's right. We had Joe Biden's fucking, fucking Bidenomics. Fuck the economy, you dumb fucking cunt. Which caused, massive rampant inflation. We had COVID going on, so people were moving to other parts of the country. And guess what? They moved to New Hampshire. We didn't have a problem keeping up. It was only Democrat fucking shitholes, which is kind of funny. You've had this mass exodus in California, New York, and all these fucking places, but they still don't have enough fucking housing. And you're importing all these fucking illegals. You fucking dumb bitches. And you wonder why you have this shit going on. It's Democrat fucking policies. Every time you look at this shit, doesn't matter from what angle, it's Democrat fucking policies. It's the left's fucking policies that caused this fucking shit. Obama with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac completely fucked things, and it's taken years for it to kind of fucking straighten out, and it did to an extent under Trump, and then Biden comes in and fucking screwed the pooch with everything, or I should say his handlers did. I mean, what the fuck? And you're trying to act like, oh, it's Boomer's fault. Oh, it's fucking Joe Biden and the Democrats' fault. It's Democrat fucking policies. Anyway, the roadblocks of buying a home are essentially a chicken and egg situation. Older generations who bought homes decades ago and who would typically be ready to downsize by now aren't budging out of fear of relatively high mortgage rates. Mortgage rates were sub 3% during the pandemic, peaked at 8% in October 2023, and currently hover at near 7%. And since that supply isn't on the market, home prices are higher, preventing younger generations from being able to buy homes. Oh, you fucking stupid boomers. No, you dumb fucking cunt. Okay, boomers are like their parents. They realized, okay, they might have went, oh yeah, like when the parents said, dude, we're going to have the Great Depression, you should fucking stock some food up, have some canned goods, shit like that. They went, oh yeah. Like, you know, they were like the fucking grasshopper. Okay, yeah, the sky is falling. Yeah, fuck you. Okay. But after shit like Obama and everything else, okay, with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and getting fucked by outsourcing and everything else, they realized their parents were right. That's why they're overwhelmingly keeping their shit, you dumb fucking cunt. Okay, where the fuck are they supposed to go? And this is the thing. You're like, well, they would just take a mortgage. No, when fucking older people do downsize, you stupid fuck, what they're doing is they are taking they are cashing out the equity on their home, and when they're downsizing, they're buying something smaller, aka fucking cheaper. They're not buying something comparable that's smaller and they need a fucking mortgage, you stupid fuck. If these people have no mortgages, if they're fucking gonna quote unquote downsize, see, they're not downsizing. What they do is they move to fucking Florida. Okay, it might be a downsize, they buy a condo or some shit. Okay, but a lot of you, what you're seeing is you got snowbirds that aren't, that are coming back and forth because they want to spend time with their grandkids and shit. Oh my God, heaven forbid, which you had that, okay, with the greatest generation. And they're like, oh my God, they got 2 houses. Yeah, that was the same thing with the greatest generation. Well, they should just choose one. How about the Democrats just let you build more shit? Solve the fucking problem. Well, oh my God, they're not taking mortgages. They're not going and buying another place. Okay, again, if they go and buy a place and they open up those houses, you stupid fucking cunts, they're going to buy another house. They're going to buy a townhouse. They're going to buy a house. They're going to buy in a retirement community where all the houses are right next to each other. I mean, shit, that's what my father fucking did. I mean, you got like that 10 foot on either side easement type shit and fucking 20 feet between your house next to you and shit. Fucking retarded. Okay, for the most part. You know, his pool takes up like his whole backyard. Like he's got the easement. That's it. Okay, or I should say my stepmother, fucking cunt. But yeah, so basically what you have is a situation where that's what they'll do. And what they're doing is when they moved to Florida, is they sell it. My father sold the house up here. He sold it for more money than it cost the house in fucking Florida. Okay, and he had the house paid off up here. So when he did that, he didn't downsize either. The house down there, okay, pretty much, I think, roughly the same square footage. This idea of downsizing. No, when they cash out their equity, they're going to buy something cheaper. They're going to probably move to, say, Arizona, or traditionally they'd move to Arizona or Florida, buy something cheaper, and get a really nice fucking place for fucking less money than they got out of their own fucking property. But that shit ain't happening, and you fuckers are upset. Well, how about you tell the fucking Democrats to allow more building to happen, to issue more permits, shit like that, to not make it's a fucking pain in the ass to try to build something in this fucking country in an area that they control. Holy shit. Well, they should just take a mortgage. Where are they going to move? If there's a housing shortage, you stupid fucking cunt, again.
You'll be working at strip clubs in a year.
Where the hell are they supposed to move to? Oh my God. All right, anyway. Plus, many Americans own their home outright, meaning they don't have a mortgage payment. That's good news for them, considering it's unlikely mortgage rates will drop anytime soon, but dismal news for people trying to break into the housing market. How fucking so? If they don't have a mortgage, how is that fuck them? The people that don't have one, how's that fuck the ones that are trying to get in the housing market? Oh my God, because they would have to sell. That makes no sense. This is one dumb fucking bitch. This is why I'm covering this. This is so fucking retarded. It's the boomer's fault. But then at the end, she has to admit that that's kind of bullshit. Anyway, the share of homeowners who don't have a mortgage payment rose to 40% in 2023, up from 33% in 2010, which reflects a trend toward outright home ownership and conservative borrowing, according to a Goldman Sachs note published Tuesday. Assuming that there are 86 million homeowners in the U.S., that means more than 30 million don't have a mortgage. Oh my God, heaven forbid, which you fucking admit, you stupid cunt, in this article towards the end, that some people are young and they're buying their houses outright. Holy fucking Christ. Anyway, meanwhile, the housing market is particularly vulnerable for homeowners who just recently bought. Okay, were these people qualified to buy, or was this a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac type situation? Because if they were qualified to buy, they should be able to fucking handle the shit. I mean, if they were adult enough to fucking make a conscious choice to take on the debt, they should be able to handle said debt. I mean, this is ridiculous. We're seeing early signs of risk building within specific markets and within specific borrower populations, like borrowers with limited equity or who are on behind student loans, who are behind on student loans. Tim Bowler, president of Ice Mortgage Technology, said in a statement, "Oh, you mean the prime people that shouldn't be getting a mortgage in the first place because they were stupid enough to take on student loan debt, and now they expect to be able to fucking have a home too because they went and got a fucking women's studies fucking degree or some other fucking stupid retarded shit instead of a degree that would actually pay them money? You know, if they got a job in the chosen field of that degree? Oh, heaven fucking forbid." So this is on boomers too? Fuck you, because I mean, I know you're not really going to imply that, are you? I don't think you do here, if memory serves, but but the thing is, so basically, people that shouldn't be getting home mortgages are getting mortgages when, oh, well, I've got like my student payments are paused. Oh, I got this money to buy a house. That's who they're talking about. People who should have fucking, because they were like, oh my God, my student loan debt's on pause. Biden's going to get rid of it. I'm going to go buy a home. How the fuck, you stupid fucking retarded cunt? Is that not their fault? They chose based on, a fucking senile old fucking child molesting piece of shit being handled like fucking Walter at a Jeff Dunham show and handled, okay? They fucking believed that they were going to get, that the American taxpayer was going to fucking pay their college fucking dead off. That's on them. If they fucking lose a house because of that, that's on them. And you're trying to act like they're victims here. They're not fucking victims. Okay? Borrowers that have limited equity, that didn't have enough and decided not to get 20% down, okay, or couldn't come up with 20% because, they're fucking limited funds, the same fucking thing. They were stupid enough to take on the fucking debt. There's a reason why, okay, in my lifetime, I have taken on very limited debt. All right? Because I don't want to be beholden to fucking debt. I've taken a few car loans, housing type shit, stuff like that, but that's about it. And I made sure I had the ability to fucking pay for my shit. Anyway, I mean, right here. People aren't borrowing against their homes because rates are too high and therefore risky. Or they want to keep their boomers, they're up there in age and they don't want to be fucking beholden to a fucking mortgage at all, you stupid fucking cunts. Meanwhile, U.S. mortgage borrowers have $11.5 trillion of tappable home equity in their properties. This is where they're admitting that this is about the fact that the lenders aren't getting fucking money. They don't give a shit about the housing market. This is like, oh my God, the lenders are hurting. Multi-million-dollar, fucking making bankers are hurting. Fuck you. Oh my God, you stupid fucking cunt. Anyway, meanwhile, U.S. mortgage borrowers have $11.5 trillion of tappable home equity in their properties, according to Ice Mortgage Technology. But their preference to tap into their equity has been more muted than between 2001 and 2008 because it appears borrower demand for expensive and riskier debt has shifted following the global financial crisis, according to Goldman Sachs. Or it could be the fact that they can't fucking afford to take the risk just in general because they're they've had a lot of their fucking wealth taken away. Oh my God. Okay, because see, this is another fucking thing of oh, well, people will take out home equity loans to buy a car. When you have cars selling for 50, 60, 80, 100 fucking thousand and a house is worth 300 grand. This isn't the days of when you had a fucking $60,000 house or a $80,000 house, or if it was a nice house, $100,000 house, and you're buying a fucking car for 6, 7, 8 fucking grand. I mean, shit, none of you fucking retards you're like, oh my God, inflation and buying power. Buying power, okay, and inflation are not mutually fucking exclusive. If you look what you could buy back in the 80s even still, okay, even though you had higher inflation, you still had buying power with the dollar, okay? And you could buy a car for a few $1,000s, all right? A used car, you could buy a decent used car for a few $100s, okay? I mean, even in my lifetime, okay, you listen to Jay Leno talking about paying $200, $300, $400. You could still buy a decent car in my lifetime for that kind of money. You might need a little bit of work, but it wasn't a fucking basket case. You know, you spent $1,000, you got a pretty nice fucking used car. Because a fucking new car was $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Okay. So they're like, well, you know, with this idea of the home equity. See, people would take home equity loans, okay, because they were cheaper, like in the 80s and shit. And some people would do it later because it was cheaper to take a home equity loan, like interest wise. Or, you know, even a second mortgage, like a partial second mortgage, to buy a car than it was to get a car loan in the 80s at certain points. And people did that. And some people did it in the 90s. And it was going into the 2000s. But I worked in the auto industry for what was the largest auto group at the time in the world. And like during the fucking housing bullshit and all that. And you had some people doing it then. All right. Like up to that point. But that's because mortgage rates were really low. And a car loan was higher than that. So it's like, well, okay, I'll save a little bit of money and I'll fucking, you know, get a home equity loan, because a car, you could still buy a nice car for 20 or 30 fucking grand. Now, you know, a new car, you're looking at 50 fucking grand. So if you've got, back then, you had a house that's worth $250 and, you know, you've got it mostly paid off. So you take you tap your home equity, you spend 30 grand on the car, and instead of paying, say, 5 or 7% interest, or, you know, 4% or 3%, you're paying 1 or 2% on your fucking home equity. So, I mean, you're saving money. So people were doing that. And after the crisis, you know, fuck that. And they want people to go back to that shit. But the people who did that got fucked with those, you know, taking equity out of their homes. So what they want is these people to do this shit. And they're like, oh my God, we're not getting enough money. We're not making enough money. Well, fuck you, Goldman Sachs. It's ridiculous. Anyway, rather, borrowers are focused on paying down their mortgages and owning their homes outright, wrote Goldman Sachs analyst Arun Manohar. That's because borrowers are more averse to riskier debt products. Those with higher interest rates, like home equity lines of credit. Yeah, they're higher risk. And not only that, they're looking at the fact of, okay, I want to own something. People have realized these days, especially, you know, boomers and shit that they're shitting on here. All right. I would actually like to own something. So they're trying to pay their shit off. And they looked at the fact that their parents, what they owned, like my grandmother, all right, she told, you know, my mother's generation, like her and her brothers and sisters, fuck you. I gave you all 10 grand over your lifetimes. Each, when we sold, you know, this place, we each gave you, my grandparents, you know, her and her husband, we gave each of you 5 grand when we sold this property. Then when we sold this property, we gave you each 5 grand. So they got 10 grand. She's like, what I have left is this house. And it's going to my grandkids. And like, my aunt was like, oh, sure. Yeah, ma. Okay, whatever. Oh, was she pissed when she found out my grandmother was not fucking talking shit. Okay. But like, because she expected to be left to her, but she's like, you already got 10 grand, bitch, shut the fuck up. And a lot of, like, you know, these people are like, well, I want to leave something to my grandkids. I gave my kids a life. Well, let me leave something for my grandkids. So, like, you know, they're looking at the fact of, I'll pay off my house. You know, it's an asset. It's worth money. And they don't like this. Because, oh my God, you got to be a consumer society. We need your money. Fuck you, cock gobbling cunts. You've got enough of our money. You're all fucking obscenely fucking rich. Our country didn't go to shit. Our economy didn't go to shit when people actually saved money. When people put 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking % down on a home loan. Shit, you want to see home prices drop? I know how to fucking make that happen. Tell Democrats to stop being fucking retarded fucking cunts and let shit be built. It's that fucking simple. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, I mean, this is ridiculous. Anyway, Manohar did not respond to Fortune's request for additional comment. ICE reported borrowers used just 0.41% of available tappable equity in the first quarter of 2025, which was less than half the typical withdrawal rate observed from 2009 to 2021. Still, about 25% of homeowners said they're considering a home equity loan or a home equity, the really risky shit. And the next year is the HELOC, HELOC, in the next year, according to ICE June 2025 Mortgage Monitor report. Equity levels remain historically high, and now we're seeing the cost of borrowing against that equity drop meaningfully. So basically, they're like, oh my God, we're freaking the fuck out. We're on fractional banking and we can't give out money because people aren't taking, fuck you. I mean, these fucking people, like too big to fail fucking cunts. They should be looking at the fact that people are being fucking responsible. But see, every time they're too big to fail, they fucking use that to fucking steal more of our wealth. So that's maybe what they're hoping for. I don't know. So anyway, borrowing against that equity drop meaningfully. Andy Walden, head of mortgage and housing market research at ICE, said in a statement, if the Fed moves forward with anticipated rate cuts, borrowing against home equity could become even more attractive in the second half of the year. Although the bottom line is more people are buying their homes outright or don't have a mortgage payment out of fear of high income prices and mortgage rates, the silver lining is people are building more wealth and less debt by avoiding taking out home equity. Okay, so this guy's at least he's a fucking mortgage banking fucking cock-gobbling cunt of a scumbag, but at least he's honest about that shit. This fucking cunt buries us at the very end because, oh my God, we gotta freak people out. Oh my God, we're a consumer society. Fuck you. Oh my God. The continued slow pace of home equity extraction is likely due to factors such as higher mortgage rates, stricter underwriting standards. Oh, you mean like the ones that were put in after Obama's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac bullshit that means that people actually have to be able to get a mortgage? Oh, no. Fucking A. Lower levels of mortgage lending by banks and more conservative borrowing behavior, Manohar wrote. So yeah, mortgage lending, so the banks are lending less, but they're freaking out about it because this is about the fact that the consumer fucking society isn't being consumer enough and people are actually saving fucking money right now, which I find fucking hilarious. I really find this funny because it is fucking funny, Anyway, yeah, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you've made it this far and haven't already, please like and subscribe. Also feel free to subscribe over on the other platforms where this channel's content is uploaded to, as well as subscribe and follow over on sites like Minds, Gab, and Parler. Links to each are in the description.